Sounds like the perfect day for a picnic in the shade. Well, people from around Western Massachusetts came together to celebrate and support veterans yesterday. West Springfield hosted the 5th annual Veterans Picnic in the Park, a community salute. There was music, children's activities, free food, and much more. Over 25 service organizations shared information on important community resources for both military personnel and their families. We spoke with some people from those organizations to learn more about the importance of this event.
It's very easy after veterans come back from serving in combat or serving in tours on active duty to not know what's available. So this really opens up doors to them, thinking that maybe people don't care enough about them, but we want to let them know we really do.
One attendee said that veteran resources have helped him out tremendously and other veterans who are homeless. Chicopee Veteran Services Deputy Director Dustin Ruby said some veterans might not even know what resources are available to them.
It's very easy after veterans come back from serving in combat or serving in tours on active duty to not know what's available. So this really opens up doors to them, thinking that maybe people don't care enough about them, but we want to let them know we really do.
Ruby went on to thank all the attendees for helping spread the word and support the veteran community.